In this episode of Civilized Eatin', I'm going to show you how to make vegetables in the microwave. We're going to be making a vegetable medley with an Asian style sauce. Let's go! Hi, I'm Terry Santra and I'm the head moose at Purple Moose Designs. And today I'm going to show you how to make vegetables in the microwave. And we're going to cover just about every vegetable there is and make a vegetable medley with an Asian style soy sauce, garlic, ginger sauce to go over it and serve it over rice. So let's get to it. So the key to cooking vegetables in the microwave is just to make sure that every piece is the same size, and you want to make sure that the harder pieces are smaller so that they cook quickly. So today we're going to be doing broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, summer squash, peppers, and carrots with some asparagus. And for the sauce we have ginger, garlic, soy sauce, mirin, and some spices. And then we're going to serve that over rice. And we'll talk about the rice in just a minute. So if I know I'm going to be traveling for more than a couple days, I like to get one of these mixed vegetables that has broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots. Now you can use some of everything, or you can pick out the broccoli for one night, the cauliflower for another, the carrots for another, all with just purchasing one item. But today we're going to use a little bit of everything, and we've thrown in a couple extras. They say that you eat also with your eyes. So one thing I like to do is mix it up a little bit. Now I could just slice everything and be done with it, but I want to mix it up a little bit. So for the carrots, we have little sticks. For the peppers, we have little rings, and I've used the little small peppers. And then for the broccoli and the cauliflower, we're just gonna chunk those up. Summer squash, we're gonna chunk that up. Now I don't need a whole squash, I'm only gonna use this part. So if you have leftovers, just put that in a Ziploc bag and you can have that for the next night. When I go to use this piece again, I would just cut off the end, discard that, and use the rest of it. All right, so we have our steamer cooker. We're gonna put in the hard stuff first. So we're gonna put in the carrots. Now this bag has these little baby carrots, so I just cut that in half lengthwise. And then depending on the size of the carrot, this one's small, so I'll just cut each half into half again, so I have 4 little sticks out of 1 carrot. And then again for the pepper, I just did little rings, so we'll put that in. We're gonna start off cooking the harder vegetables first. So cauliflower is a hard vegetable. And all we want to do, I'm going to cut off this stem portion here, and we'll just chop that into little small pieces. Put that in. So the flower portion of the cauliflower is about the same density as the stems, so I just want to make sure that they're little tiny pieces. So we'll just chop those up into little small pieces. Kind of concentrating on the stems to make sure that they're small enough. So for the broccoli, the stems are the same way, so we'll cut the stem off, chop that into little chops. For the flower portion, it's not as dense as cauliflower, so I don't need to worry so much about it being super small. But we're just going to do little bite-sized pieces. Put that in there. Oops, that's a little big. All right, so if you're using zucchini, As I said, we're going to give the harder vegetables a little bit of head start. If you're using zucchini, I would put that in with the second batch of vegetables. But summer squash, the outside takes a little bit longer, so we're going to put that in with the first one. So I'm just going to cut this in half, and then sticks, and then just chop those into little chunks. So we get just little chunks. And we'll just put that in there. Alrighty. And then we'll add just a little bit of salt, not much, just a little bit. And we're gonna put just a little bit of water. And we don't wanna boil these, so we don't want a whole lot of water. We just wanna steam them. So everything's flat. Got the water and the salt in there. We're gonna put the lid on. I'm gonna give these a 1 minute head start. So while that's cooking, we'll do asparagus. Now, the asparagus stems take longer than the little flower ends. This asparagus that I have is really on the small side, so we're gonna put those in at the second part. If I had bigger, fatter asparagus, I would chop up the ends, put those in with the first section. So we'll just chop those into little pieces, and then we'll leave the flower ends a little bit longer. And then we're going to do Brussels sprouts. Now I've tried to cook Brussels sprouts whole, in quarters, halves, and they just take forever in the microwave. Because the center is so dense, by the time that gets done, the outer leaves are mush. So I found the best way to do these in the microwave is to just slice them into little thin slices. So the center slices will have part of the core attached to it, and then the outer pieces will have mostly leaves. And this way they'll cook up good. So I have 2 Brussels sprouts. So now we'll just add these in. Get everybody in there, into the hot tub. And we'll put this in. We'll try it for another minute and see how it goes. All right, so one tip if you want asparagus, if your asparagus is sold by the pound, but it's packaged up into a clump, you don't have to buy the whole thing. You can take out however little you need and just buy that. If it's sold by the clump, then you're paying the same price whether you buy the whole thing or not. All right, so while that's cooking, we're gonna make our sauce. So I'm gonna use my second pot. Now, if you're traveling, we are gonna use soy sauce and mirin. And if you're traveling, you don't wanna take big bottles with you. So you can save your little packets of soy sauce from takeout food and just skip the mirin part. But since we're at home, we're gonna do this. So we're gonna put about equal amounts of soy sauce and mirin, about. And mirin will sweeten it up a little bit. So together, between the two of them, I have a little bit more than a 1/4 cup, maybe 1/3 of a cup all together. Let's check and see how these are doing. Almost there, so another 30 seconds. All right, to this we don't need to add salt because there's enough salt in the soy sauce, even though I'm using light soy sauce. But I am gonna add just a little bit of pepper. We're gonna add, I grated up some garlic and some ginger. Here's a little tip for you with ginger. If you buy some ginger but you're not gonna use all of it, You can peel it, put it in the freezer, and then if you need some, you just take it directly out of the freezer and grate it frozen. It grates up easily, and there you have your ginger. So let's see. Ouch, it's hot. All right, that's looking pretty good. They're almost done, so we're just gonna let this sit and steam all by itself in its little basket. So to this, we're gonna add some onion powder. Just a little pinch of that. Maybe 2. We're gonna add some garlic powder. And we're gonna add some peri-peri just to give a little oomph to it. And we'll just kind of mix that around good. Probably shouldn't use a knife, but. All right, so we wanna cook the garlic and the ginger and get everything married together. So I'm gonna put this in for 30 seconds. Now we're gonna serve the whole thing over rice. So how do we do rice? Minute Maid makes these little packages. This is fully cooked rice. They make different ones. This is brown rice and wild rice. They also make just brown rice. They have a jasmine rice one, and they're 2 little containers, just like this. Those are great. I like those. And then I really like this brand. This is called Seed of Change. I use these a lot at home now too, since there's only 2 of us left in the house. Some days it's like, oh my gosh, it's dinner time. What am I gonna fix? You can just grab one of these. They come in many, many different flavors. I think there's like 7 or 8 different flavors of rice. This again is all fully cooked. If I was gonna use the whole container, all you do is give it a little massage, break up any lumps that are in there, and then start to tear the top about halfway open. Cook this for 90 seconds, and then it's all done. But we're only gonna use part of it today, since I'm just making 1 serving. So I'm just gonna pour in about half the container here. Break up any of these remaining little lumps here. And again, this rice is fully cooked. The Seeds of Change one, it has nothing in it, so it's just rice. Oh, that smells so good. Give it a little taste. Ooh, that's good. All right. So our vegetables are here. I'm gonna drain these off. Get the water out of there. So as you can see, the Brussels sprouts, the core portion is cooked, but it's still a little crunchy, and the outside is nice. It's very hot in here. The carrots still have a crunch, but they're fully cooked. Same with the squash. Everything looks good. So we're just going to pour the sauce right over all of this. Put the lid on. Give it a little shake. Oops. Throw it all over the kitchen. Make a big mess. And just put some veggies on top here. Put in a little extra sauce for the rice. And we do need to heat up that rice, so I'm going to put this in for just about 30 seconds. So you could make this as just a vegetable dish as a side. You could put some chicken over the top, or steak or pork, whatever you have, and make a complete protein enhanced meal with it as well. But today, it's just going to be vegetables with rice. Go. Alrighty, so there we have it. Vegetable medley with over rice with an Asian sauce. Let's see what we got. Get a little bit of everything here. Perfect. Nice crunch in there. All the vegetables are cooked through. Awesome. And there we have it, vegetable medley. Hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for joining us today. Be sure and hit like and subscribe, and see you in the next video.